Hi, in this video, let me show you how to use your Bose TV speaker soundbar. I'll show you from the very beginning how to use the remote control. I'll go through all the ports that are on the back and also how to connect it to a TV and have access to all the features it's capable of. So let's get started right away. I'll go ahead and explain all the different buttons that are on the remote control. Let's start with the top left corner. This is obviously the power button, but it can do also another thing. So if I simply point the remote towards the soundbar and you take a look over here, if I press on the power button, the soundbar powers on. If I press again on it, it powers off. But you can also set up auto wake. Okay, this means that the speaker will turn on whenever a sound signal is received from an optical or analog cable on the back. So you won't have to turn on and off using the remote. It will be done automatically. To enable auto wake, you simply have to press this power button while the soundbar is turned on for 3 seconds. So let me demonstrate. First of all, I will turn on the soundbar. I just pressed on it once, and now I'll press on it 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, until you hear a sound. And I don't know if you noticed, the light over here also blinked red. So now the soundbar will turn off and turn on by itself. Really nice. So let's jump to the next button right under it. These are easy. These are the volume buttons. Plus, increase the volume, down to decrease the volume. Then we have the mute button. Every time you press on it, the sound will simply stop. If we go on the lower right side, this button over here, it looks like a speech icon with a plus sign. This is for dialogue mode. It improves the clarity of the dialogue in movies, especially TV program, podcasts. And to know that you have turned it on, you're gonna press the button. And to enable dialogue mode, you simply have to press on the button and it will switch to green over here. This means dialogue mode is on. Press again on the button to turn it off. So definitely at night, if you put the volume lower on your TV, but you still want to hear whatever the characters are saying in the movie, well, by pressing this, it can definitely improve. Next, we have the bass button. So to adjust the bass, you're gonna press once on the bass button and it will start blinking. As you see over here, it blinks on both the Bluetooth and the TV icon, and then it stops. It's very important to adjust the bass while these lights are blinking. So if I press on it, then with the plus and minus button here, you can adjust the bass by increasing and decreasing it. As it says on the manual over here, if it's easier for you to understand, as you see, the light under the TV, when it blinks, it's at 0. If you press the minus button, you're gonna go down -1 or even -2. This is the minimum, and it can also go higher. Same thing if you're in Bluetooth mode, you can adjust the bass, so it's different comparing to the TV mode. Again, you can go too lower or too up. If you want to reset the bass settings because you don't remember what you set up, you simply have to press this bass button during 3 seconds while pointing the remote to the soundbar. Next, we have the Bluetooth button. This is to put the soundbar in Bluetooth mode. If you want to delete all the devices that are currently connected to your soundbar, you're going to press this Bluetooth button during 10 seconds and everything will be deleted and you'll be able to pair a new device and start fresh. If you simply want to pair a new device and not delete anything, you're going to press this Bluetooth button, and as long as this blue light over here blinks blue, it means it's in pairing mode, so you can go on your iPhone or tablet, whatever, and connect yourself to the soundbar. And finally, we have the TV button. When you select TV, it will take the sound from the HDMI port over here or the optical, depending where you have connected your TV. You cannot connect one TV over here and the other one over there. You should choose one of these ports. So if I, let's say, connect my TV in the HDMI port, every time I press the TV, well, you're gonna hear the sound out of your TV HDMI port. Now let's go through all the ports that are on the back of this device. Obviously over here we have the power port. The Bose came with one of these power cable that you need to insert fully to power on the device. Then if we go to the next one, we have bass, and here many people wonder, what is this port? Well, it's to connect a subwoofer to this soundbar. Unfortunately, you cannot connect any subwoofer. I'll put a list on the display right now of all the different subwoofer made by Bose that are compatible with the TV speaker. Only those will be able to connect. Then we have a USB port. This USB port cannot be used to plug a USB drive and listen to your music. This is only made to update your soundbar and also for diagnostic use. For example, if you send this to Bose, they'll be able to plug themselves in your soundbar and know what's wrong with it. So most people will never touch it. Then you have auxiliary in, aux in. This option over here is if you want to connect the soundbar to an analog device. For example, if your TV doesn't have HDMI or an optical out, well, you can use a 3.5 millimeter audio cable, connect one end over here, connect the other end in the back of your TV to make it work. You can also connect this soundbar to other devices like a PC, a Mac, or an MP3 player using a 3.5 millimeter audio cable directly over here. Next we have optical in. If your TV has an optical out port on the back, you'll be able to connect an optical cable from here to there and use it to get your sound. I have made a separate video showing you how this is done. And finally, we have an HDMI ARC port. This is the best method to connect this soundbar to your TV, because using an HDMI cable plugged over here and the other end plugged in the back of your TV in the ARC port or EARC port. Next, let's connect it to a TV using an HDMI cable. This is the method I recommend. So take one end of the cable and connect it there. Then go on the back of your TV and we need to find the HDMI ports that says EARC or ARC. In my case, it's the HDMI number 2, but in your case could be the first one, or you can also have many more HDMI ports. The important thing is to connect it right in the one that says ARC. Next step is to turn on the soundbar, and then we need to put it in TV mode by pressing the TV button on the remote control. In my case, it's already in TV mode. Then take the TV remote control. Here I have an LG TV, yours may be slightly different, and we need to go into the settings. So I have a small settings button right over here on my remote control. Go down and select sound out and make sure you have HDMI ARC selected. Right away, the sound should come out of your soundbar. The good thing about connecting your Bose soundbar to your TV using this method is that you won't need to use the Bose remote control to adjust the volume. You can use your TV remote control, and every time you go volume up or down, it will change those settings on the soundbar as well. It's very useful, and in a way, if you misplace this remote control, you lose it, you'll still be able to use your soundbar without any issues. If you're having troubles and you don't hear anything coming out of your soundbar, there's a good chance there's a few settings you need to change. Go back in your TV menu, in the audio menu. Here I'll select all settings, sound, advanced settings, go down, and here where it says digital sound output, in my case PCM is selected and it works great for me, but in your case try selecting other options that are available for you. Try auto and try pass through. There's a good chance by changing this setting it will make the sound go from your TV to your soundbar. Also, if you go down, there's a good chance you're going to have EARC support. Make sure this is turned on as well. Another cool trick by using an HDMI cable is if I turn off my TV using my TV remote control, it will also turn off the soundbar automatically. And every time I turn back on my TV, the soundbar will power on and will output the sound without me having again to touch this remote control. Let me show you how to update your Bose TV speaker. For this, you will need a USB drive that is not above 32 gigs, so maximum 32 gigs. And you also need a computer, Mac or PC. So let's get started. Step number 1, I will connect my USB drive to my computer. We need to make sure that this USB drive is formatted in FAT32. On a PC computer, I will find my USB drive on the left side of the File Explorer. I will right-click on it, Properties, and over here where it says File System, make sure it's FAT32. If it's not FAT32, make a backup of your USB drive to not lose anything. Right-click on it, select Format, and over here select FAT32. Next step is to open any web browser and go on Google. When I say any browser, I would say don't use Safari. I have done the same thing on my Mac using Safari and it didn't work. So try using Firefox, Chrome, or any other web browser. So here in Google, you're going to simply type Bose TV speaker update. And one of the first link should be from the official Bose website, software and firmware version, Bose TV speaker. Click on this, go down, and here you're going to see all the last versions. The last one currently, at the moment of making this video, has been released on August 6th, 2021, and it fixes some issues, as you see here with CEC and with some TV. So unfortunately, there's no way that I know to check which firmware you have currently installed on your Bose soundbar. So it could be a good thing to update it anyway. If the update is already installed, well, nothing will change. If it's not installed, well, you will get to the last version. Next, select updating the software or firmware of your product. Then you're going to click right over here where it says on a computer, click here, and the download will start. You're going to copy this file that just got downloaded, and you're going to paste it on your USB drive. Not in any folder, just directly in the root folder, in right over here. Paste. Then disconnect your USB drive from your computer. Before connecting the USB drive on your soundbar, disconnect the power cord of your soundbar and connect the USB drive into the port that says service. Then connect back the power cable and the update should start installing. At this point, I suggest you leave the soundbar this way for at least 10 to 15 minutes and come back. It's normal that during the update, the light above the TV icon flashes amber. When the update finished installing, it will stop blinking, as you see right now. If the light above the TV over here was blinking red, and even after half of an hour, it still blinks red, it simply means that the update cannot be installed because you're on the latest update. So that's why it wasn't able to update. Anyway, so once it stopped flashing, or if it still flashes after half an hour, I suggest you remove the power. Then you remove the USB drive and you connect back the power. The soundbar will be powered on just like usual and connected to your TV, whatever, and it will work. Thanks for watching. I hope this was useful. Please leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to leave a comment as well.